Welcome back to the channel. Obviously, we had to talk about this. I'm a gamer, right? To be fair, it's not just about games, but Collective Shout. You may have heard of them, you may have not. They are a Australian-based, how do you even... They're a bunch of hags yelling into the ether, right? And trying to get stuff banned, basically, okay? So, Australian anti-porn group claims responsibility for Steam's new censorship rules in victory against... I don't even want to read this because I'm gonna have to bleep everything, right? And things only get weirder from there. So, Collective Shout, Australian anti-porn group, they are claiming responsibility for Steam making a new content moderation policy and getting a bunch of games banned off of both Steam, itch.io, and maybe others, I'm not entirely sure. But they went and complained to the payment processors because Steam was like, get the hell out of here, right? We have a picture of that, if I can find it. There we go. In response, this is from Collective Shout themselves. In response to false claims and misinformation about our campaign, we're setting the record straight. Some have asked why we involved payment processors, and others have claimed we are responsible for itch.io removing all NSFW content. We raised our objection to games on Steam for months, and they ignored us for months. We approached payment processors because Steam did not respond to us. So, they basically went and nagged to a third party because the party that they were trying to get them to listen to them wasn't listening to them because they're unhinged lunatics. So they went and complained to Visa and Mastercard, and Visa and Mastercard was, you know what? We should control what people can spend their money on. We want to be the arbitrators of that. And a lot of people are saying, no, you're not going to be. You're going to make your little payment processor, right? You're going to process the payments, you're going to take your little percentage, and you're going to sit the hell down. Okay? And they should, okay? That is exactly what they should do. Nobody elected Visa, nobody elected Mastercard. They do not have any say in what we can and cannot spend our money on. That is absolutely crazy to think that they can just get away with that. Obviously, there's a massive outcry against this. But let's continue in this first a little bit because we're going over it. We got it lined up. But let's give you a little bit more background, right? Collective Shout began in 2009, co-founded by self-described pro-life feminist. Massive red flags already, right? It's like, okay, so you're both right-wing and left-wing at the same time, right? Melinda Tankard Rice. Okay, I want to make it very clear. You can be both right on certain topics and left on other topics. I want to stress that in this case because they're not only... If you're on the left and you're thinking, oh, what they're doing is fantastic, or if you're on the right and you're thinking what they're doing is fantastic, they will come after shit you like as well because they hate everything, and we will see that, okay? They go after the weirdest stuff sometimes. Where were we? Collective Shout describes itself as a grassroots campaigning movement against the objectification of women and sexualization of girls in media, advertising, and popular culture. To date, it has been involved in, and here come weird stuff, unsuccessful efforts to ban Snoop Dogg and Eminem from Australia? What? Okay. A successful campaign to prevent Tyler, the Creator, from touring Australia. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know Tyler, the Creator, so that one doesn't tell me anything. But if you know him, then fair play, it'll tell you more. A successful 2015 campaign to pressure Target and Kmart to stop selling GTA 5 in Australia. Like, these types of people, man. You know exactly what these people are worth, bro. Holy shit. The fact that they actually got something done is crazy. But the reason, in my opinion, they got something done is because Visa and Mastercard want to be the arbitrators of what you can and cannot spend your money on. And we gotta stop that. Like, we gotta sniff that in the butt right fucking now. Those people, while they are really powerful in terms of, you know, they're the payment processors, right? 99% of the people online use them, if not 100, right? That being said, they got another thing coming if they think they can make moral judgments on what people can and cannot buy. Okay, like the internet is not gonna let that stop. That is no. As evidenced by me making a video on it, for example, right? And a lot of people making a video on it. Twitter is a buzz, or X is a buzz, with the fight fire with fire, because now obviously people want to fight back against this bullshit. A petition to ban the game No Mercy, which ultimately led to the developers pulling it from Steam. And an unsuccessful, this is the crazy one, an unsuccessful petition to ban Detroit Become Human from sale in Australia. So, a game that tries to explore what it actually means to be human, banned immediately, right? It's like, these people are absolutely unhinged. As you can tell by this tweet right here, which again, I cannot say out loud on YouTube, all these prawn, sick brain, rotted, gamer fetishists so desperate to get their hands on my little sister games, they're now exchanging clues on how to find them so that they don't all die overnight. And they, if you can see the picture, they look exactly like you think they would, right? Like, why do they always look the same, bro? It's crazy. This, like, they have like a starter kit, you know what I mean? Like, unbelievable. So Steam did in fact delete a few games, changed their content moderation policy, and Collective Shout then went on a victory parade, right? Collective Shout claimed victory that same day. Since we launched our campaign calling on payment processors to stop facilitating payments for torture and themed games on Steam, they have added a new rule to their policies, plus removed hundreds of these games. In follow-up tweets, Collective Shout wrote that it was experiencing harassment from misogynistic gamers. Oh no! Over the campaign, and that there remain 82 games tagged with that the group will continue campaigning to have taken down. This is of a claimed 500 games that the group took issue with. Now, the numbers don't add up, first of all, because there's double whammies, right? You've got removed and retired that are both in there, and the DLCs and demos as well count as well as removed and retired. So massively overinflated the numbers. And then we got the tweet again, etc. You get a little bit of the background of these unhinged lunatics, right? That want to control what you buy via contacting payment processors, who then also want to control what you buy because they think they somehow have the right for moral arbitration, even though they very much do not have that right? And we should let them know in very clear terms that they don't. And that they've got another thing coming if they try to fuck with us on that front. In my opinion. Obviously, for having a really big mouth, they're not so good at receiving said really big mouth. So they immediately went protected on Twitter. Because that is kind of what you do when you're low-life cowards, right? Ugh. That's the response. We went over that. Here it is again. Stop Video Games Detroit from their own Twitter accounts, X account. It depicts child abuse and violence against women being sold in Australia. No, unacceptable. Even though the game is like super fucking deep, it goes about what it means to be human. And yes, there is, because they're robots, and a lot of people don't view the robots as human, whereas. You really have to play that game, okay? It's absolutely fantastic. And it goes much deeper than you would think. And so these people are just shouting into the ether about a game that is actually, in essence, on their side in this case. It's hard to explain because it's so lunatic that I'm having a hard time wrapping my mind around. You know what I mean? And I don't mean the game, I mean like these people in general. And then here, there's a... Oh, sorry. I jumped again. So there is a petition going right now, which apparently I do not have open anymore. Rip me. Oh, actually I do. Boom. There is a petition going on right now, to fight fire with fire. Tell Mastercard, Visa, and activist groups to stop controlling what we can watch, read, or play, and tell them to mind their own damn business. And of course, Collective Shout didn't like that. So now we come back to this one. Hi there. Sorry. Hi there. We're writing to let you know that we received a claim alleging that content in your petition update at blah 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 is defamatory. Change.org is an open platform and we care deeply about free speech. No, you don't. You very much clearly don't. And if, okay, I gotta stop reading it already. I'm just gonna summarize it because I'm gonna lose my mind. These people are so fucking dumb, dude. Oh my god, unhinged lunacies. It's off the charts. Okay, so basically, they're trying to change.org that this petition exists and they want it removed. Right? Free speech, my ass. The only thing you do is try and censor and ban stuff that you don't like because you like. Oh my god, these people, dude. It's like they use the buzzwords, right? But then they hate the buzzwords because they're against everything the buzzword stands for. It's these people need to be stopped, okay? Like we can't let this stand. This is absolutely unhinged behavior, and the fact that Visa, Mastercard, and PayPal play into these brain rot lunatics is even more crazy. Because let's be honest, all right, we all know Visa, Mastercard, PayPal, they have an inordinate amount of power over a lot, especially if they start thinking they can morally arbitrate what is good and not good for the goose. You know what I mean? Like, absolutely unacceptable in every single way. Like, we gotta go sign that petition for real. Go sign the petition. I know it's just a change.org petition, but you gotta let yourselves be heard on this because it's not gonna stop. If we let it start here, where's it gonna end? Right? I don't think you're gonna like where it ends up. We gotta stop this 100%. That's why I made this video. I know it's not my usual laughy topic, like pirate software, for example, right? We've been farming that guy for ages, but you know, this is like super important. Okay, this is a private company thinking they can morally arbitrate what you can and cannot buy. No, unacceptable. We gotta stop it. We gotta stop it right here and right now because it is not gonna stop with this unless we stop it. And I know you're thinking, what can we do, right? And in a sense, you're right. But there's a lot of us, and if we all open our mouths, there's a lot more noise that we can make than that the hags over at Collective Shout can make, right? Those are my thoughts. Leave yours in the comments down below. Thank you so much for hanging out. Follow me on twitch.tv/Barrage, geek.com/Barrage, and at Randy O'Brien with an A, O'Brien with an A on X/Twitter. We're doing a lot of racing lately, so if you don't like racing, there's gonna be a lot of engine noise. Alright. Thank you so much. Peace the hell out. I'll see you on the next one. Let's stop these crazy hags from destroying our culture, in essence. And I don't mean okay, now I gotta stop again. I don't mean the sexual culture stuff, but I mean this is not gonna stop, man. They're pro-life, they're right-wing as well, man. It's a right-wing group, supposedly. So do you think they're gonna stop at this? When are they coming after the gays? You know, when are they coming after that depictions of that? Because it's morally incorrupt, or morally corrupt, or whatever, right? It's not gonna stop where you think it stops. I'm off. Thank you so much. Thoughts, comments, peace.